What's up, guys? It's your boy Davidito, and today I'm doing Leetcode 2211. And so, here's the problem. The problem is you have n cars on an infinitely long road, numbered 0 to n minus 1, and basically the direction that they're moving is represented by an array of characters or a string of it's called directions, and it can either be left, right, or stationary, and they are moving at the same speed, right? And so the number of collisions can be calculated as, as they say, when two cars moving in opposite directions collide with each other, number of collisions increases by 2, and when a moving car collides with a stationary car, number of collisions increases by 1. And after a collision, the cars involved can no longer move and will stay at the point where they collided. So this is important. And then return the total number of collisions that will happen on the road. So first what I did was I started with a sample string, right? So I did like something like this, right? S R L S R R. Okay, and so notice this. Here's one thing that I noticed. I noticed that, okay, this left string right here, this guy is just gonna go left forever. So the total number of collisions was what we're trying to find. He contributes nothing to it. And so then I looked a little later in the string and realized the same applies for these right guys over here. Okay, so they both go this way. They contribute nothing to the collision solution. It's dead weight. But you have this right guy, he collides to this stationary guy, and so this will be a +1. You ignore these stationaries because they're not moving. And then, okay, who does this left guy collide in? Let me just circle this. Right, so this guy is stationary. Yeah, this thing is stationary. So then you have this little collision right here, and that's gonna be a +1. And just box it. And then, okay, you have a right-left collision. Boom, boom, and that's +2 by our problem restriction thing, whatever, according to the problem statement, right? And so all these become one station, because they stop moving. So they essentially become stationary. So actually what I did in my first solution is that I did this exact string transformation, right? Where every time, in fact, I didn't do here, I just did when I saw a right and a left, a pair looking like this, I would loop through all of them. So like I just made this into a S, right? And I would add +2. I just made this into a S and like physically made another string. And it's, that's a way to solve this, but that's not the most optimal way. Because, notice, look, once all these become S's, what happens? Okay, this collides into this, it's +1. This collides into this, it's +1. So what happens once you ignore this and you ignore this? Note that our total is like, what would it be in this case? Let me just calculate it. 1, 2, 4. Okay, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. It would be 8, right? But notice this. What we can do instead is, okay, instead we just start a pointer here. Call it L, and a pointer here, lowercase l. A pointer here, call it R, right? Because this is the window where stuff actually matters. You don't care about this, you don't care about this. Start from here. Notice that this entire sum is literally just the amount of R's and L's. So you can literally just count up. It's that simple. So you have 1, 2. Let me do this with another color. Right? Ignore the boxes currently. But look, That's one, that's two, that's three, that's four, that's five, that's six, that's seven, and that's eight. You know, so yeah, boom, boom goes all the way to eight. So that's a very simple way. It's just counting, right? It's just counting. And yeah, so look, in fact, they also went over in the editorial something about simulation. Honestly, I didn't even read this for real. I just scrolled down and I saw the counting and I was like, wow, that's a pretty simple way. I should have thought of that. But yeah, this is the code. I mean, they have it up in the editorial as well, right here. But this is essentially the code. I just renamed it to RV because I just do that. And yeah, this is the code in C. You can look at it in the editorial for any other language. But yeah, pretty simple problem. Just draw it out and stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And keep doing Leetcode. I don't know.